Now this was a very, very, very good chapter for the Queen. I'm very, very fascinated by how smart she is. Similar to how she tricked Kurapika and many others that they thought they were going to Hulkenberg, this chapter showcases that she has a lot of potential and ability to be quick on her feet and do things that even surprises Kurapika. Let me get to the page. So basically, there is one segment in this chapter, like there's two big examples, to where there's a cockroach that pops up. And this is Kurapika's chance to use the cockroach and make it to where he no longer is forced to use Emperor's Time, and his life is whittling down every single second and minute. And in this case, they finally have this chance, but the problem is everybody is right there. And so with some of them, or mainly the first prince's bodyguard being there, being able to detect Nin, see Nin, and all that, it's not good just to use the ability willy-nilly. And in this case, it's a very bad problem. However, the way the Queen reacts to the bug and saying, "What are you just doing standing, staring at it? Hurry up and catch it, it's filthy," it fits perfectly. It's perfect for a queen to say something like that. And it doesn't go against her character, what normal people would think. Because when you see a cockroach, people are going to look at it, obviously. And they're going to be like, kill it, get rid of it. Like that's what many are probably going to think or want to do. And someone like a queen, normally a queen or princess, whatever, they would want to be in a clean environment. They wouldn't want, to have something like a roach there. And so seeing something like a roach just flying around like that, obviously her saying this out of nowhere, it doesn't make anything seem suspicious at all. And the way she said that, Kurapika looks over and he's like, you can see just the look of shock. He's like, wait, what? Like, the way she reacted and says, "Don't you dare kill it here, go dispose of it somewhere else," that was a great way for the Queen to save the situation and get Kurapika out of a bad spot. So, I find it really cool how a lot of these characters in the recent chapters, it's not just Kurapika having good planning skills and showing that he's very intelligent, but a lot of the characters that are around Kurapika, like Shimano, the maid, they're really impressive. Like, they're putting Kurapika in a spot to where they're helping him out. Because if the maid didn't set up the meeting with the third prince, or if Kurapika didn't handle it in that situation and said what he said, it would have turned out very badly. So because of this, I do appreciate how Togashi just writes these characters. It's such a fabulous way to give these characters characterization and to show that they're not just there as support characters, they're there to make a very, huge impact on the story. So anyways, getting into the point though, this chapter is once again about information, and also the fifth prince's bodyguard actually making it into the room. And now, everybody gets to see what Nin is. Some of them, as we know, they're not really aware of what Nin is, or like they've heard about it, but they can't see it, and they don't really know exactly what it can do. And so Kurapika showcases Nin to some of the bodyguards, but also he keeps it in a way to keep everybody in the spotlight and understand what is going on, to have a proper exchange of information. So let's look at it like this. This chapter is Kurapika going out of his way to create a stalemate. And that is what the first prince and everybody's been talking about. He's trying to make a stalemate because the longer there's a stalemate, the less people are going to die. And this works out in, the Queen's favor that's working with Kurapika, because they just want to get the fuck out of here. They want to get out of here. They want to escape from this war. They don't care. They just don't want to be a part of this at all. And Kurapika has his only objective. He wants to go after the fourth prince. So basically, once Kurapika has his objective complete, he's willing to get the hell out of there with the queen and the child, the prince, and just leave. And it'll be easy for them, obviously. They could probably get an extra boat and just leave. And in this case, what we see here is Kurapika's trying to stall it as long as possible, just to where he can get close to the person he wants to be close to. In this case, he does the proper exchange of information. He doesn't make it to where there's any problems that can arise and cause disputes between the princes, and make it to where he looks bad as well. Let me explain. As we know, the third prince, he gave Kurapika, some bodyguards, 2 bodyguards to help out. And these two bodyguards we see in this chapter, they're a big focus of this chapter. We know that they can't necessarily use Nin. And with them being there, basically, they are going to be relaying information to the third prince. Like, if anything goes on, if something shady goes on from Kurapika or whatever, these two bodyguards are going to answer to the prince. They're going to let the prince know, like, hey, this is going on. This is the information we found out. Here you go. Because that's going to happen. These two, even though they're, for the time being, they're on the side of Kurapika, they are still technically spies. They're trying to gain information, and they're trying to feed it to the other prince, and then get the upper hand in this war for whoever is the number one prince in the end. And so, with Kurapika going out of his way to exchange information, but do it equally between everybody else, this is a very good way to handle it, because he knows everybody's there for information. And he doesn't want to bring someone into a room by themselves, like, for instance, the fifth prince, take, the fifth prince's, like, bodyguard into a room, talk with him by himself, and then go outside the room, because it makes the third prince's bodyguards like, does he not want to share information with us? I thought we were allies. Or, you'll have to where the first bodyguard, he'll be trying to do something, suspicious or shady because he realizes they're trying to hide information. And so just complicate the situation, make it very hard for all parties. And so Kurapika, thinking ahead, he decides to bring them all into a room, tell them what they need to know, and give them all equal information to where there could be no arguments, and nobody could say, oh, you told this man more than I did. Oh, you told this man more than I did. Everyone that's present does know the exact same thing. But also, let's go one step further. Kurapika decides to increase this stalemate by actually letting the other princes know about what he just spoke about. For instance, as we know, Kurapika, he revealed Nin. He's talking about Nin. He's talking about how the princes have their own, spirit beast with them. And because of this, it makes it to where he's going to tell this to all the princes, where they're all on even footing. So nobody will have the upper hand with Nin. And he's going to be teaching everybody Nin for they can have, like a draw here. Because that would mean that nobody is going to be able to get the best of each other with Nin, because they'll know the basics of how to protect themselves. So the first prince will no longer have his advantage, and the fourth prince will no longer have his advantage as well, because the other princes and everyone else will definitely be able to learn Nin too, if they want to learn it. So let's kind of go into that. So basically what this means here is that Kurapika, he's about to help out the other princes, and we don't necessarily know if the fourth prince was able to learn Nin that quickly in the last chapter, thanks to either being a genius, or if it was the spirit beast causing him to learn it rapidly, because that has not been established yet. Togashi has not went out of his way to establish if the reason why the creepy main prince was learning Nin so fast is because he's a genius or Nin beast. We don't know. And so, if the other princes start to learn Nin very, very quickly, like in a matter of minutes, like the other prince did, then it will prove that the spirit beast is able to increase your rate of learning Nin and make you kind of a genius. And so, this will be the main thing that we can get from this. Like, for instance, is some princes, like, can they all learn it rapidly, or is only a select few going to be able to learn it? So, if all of them, let's say, are geniuses, this is going to be very, very deadly, because that means that it just upped the scale of this entire competition amongst all the princes, because they're going to have some deadly Nin abilities. I mean, the fourth prince alone, what type of Nin ability he's going to have is going to be absolutely scary, because with his type of personality and how he just destroys people, what he does to women and all of that, and just... he's a man you wouldn't want to have a Nin ability. He's like a Hisoka in the making. And so, seeing how he's learning Nin at a rapid rate, if the other princes can learn it at a rapid rate, I'm very scared. Because, I mean, imagine if someone like the second prince, Kami or whatever, she was able to learn Nin. I mean, with how selfish she is, I can't imagine what type of Nin ability she would have. I mean, that's just very scary when you think about it like that. Or, if you think about the one girl that just wants nothing but, handsome people around her, everybody should be beautiful or whatever, and she's beautiful, I could definitely see her having a very fucked up Nin ability too. So, with all of these princes being able to learn Nin, yes, it's being used as a stalemate, but something very deadly could pop out of this, because Kurapika right now is completely unaware of the fourth prince and what he is currently learning. He has no idea how bad it is right now for him when he finally stands up against the fourth prince, because the fourth prince is learning Nin at such a fast rate. And if the other princes don't, it's still going to be bad for him, because he doesn't care about the other princes. He wants just the fourth prince. So I like the exchange of information. It's something I really loved about Togashi's writing. He has a great way of writing chapters and arcs and stuff, and that's exactly what he was doing here in this chapter, just showcasing how he could have a nice good flow of information with the characters and make it feel proper. And also, a lot of the characters that you'd think would be fodder or useless are also very important. Like, I mean, my boy Bill here. Bill is a character I truly, truly love. He has a nice personality. Like, for instance, when the cockroach was taken over, and he was supposed to put on an act, I like when that happens. He's like, my nin will, like, compel you or whatever. Let me see exactly what he said. He says, like, right here in the next page or so. Give me a sec. He says, okay, by the power of nin, I command thee. That shit is fucking hilarious. Like, this man is like, I command thee with the power of nin. Like, this man is a great actor. Like, the acting skills, 10 out of 10 from Bill. This man is 10 out of 10 quality acting, but if I had to really say, like, jokes aside, who's the best actor here, it would definitely be the Queen, because what she did when she needed to use the ability, just laying back, putting something over her face, like a towel or napkin or whatever, to cover her eyes so she can control the cockroach, was a very smart move, because Kurapika didn't even need to say anything. He didn't need to say, hey, lay down, put something over your eyes. He didn't need to say that. She went out of her own way to do this, which once again shows how intelligent she is as a character, and she is by no means stupid. And a lot of characters in Hunter x Hunter are not stupid. I mean, this is just Togashi as a writer. He makes a lot of intelligent characters, and they're not intelligent just for the sake of being intelligent. There's reasons for them being intelligent, and it feels organic for them being intelligent. It doesn't feel forced. Like, for instance, let's take for an example Goku, okay? Goku in Dragon Ball, this man is usually kind of messing around, being a little bit brain dead a lot of times. All of a sudden, this man is, like, able to just think so fast, and he's able to just, like, outthink people to a way to where it's like, he's a scientist or something. I don't know, he's able to break everything down, their plans and everything for, like, years ahead. That shit is just completely out of character and forced if Goku was able to do that. In some shonen and some writing, they do that. They make it to where the character is just intelligent for the sake of being intelligent for that moment only, and it's not consistent. But in this case, Togashi, when he makes a character intelligent, he keeps it very consistent. He makes it to where it constantly pops up. And once again, just to emphasize this, the Queen going out of her way to just cover her eyes, to say, you know, catch that bug, just these little things she did really helped the flow of the chapter and make it to where Kurapika is no longer in his life or death spot anymore. So yeah. Anyways, though, getting off of that, I do want to discuss how even the first prince's bodyguard, he was shocked as well. Like, you could see the way he was looking at the Queen. He didn't really get anything suspicious from the Queen at all. Like, he didn't feel like, you know, she was suspicious or whatever. Because when she says, like, kill that filthy bug, you saw Kurapika look at her like he was a little shocked. And then he looked at the Queen and he's like he was shocked as well, which showcases the way Kurapika acted, that he didn't know she was wanting that, like the way she was planning that. So he probably thought like the reason why, you know, she acted like that, or the way they acted like that, is because they know that she doesn't like bugs or something. And maybe that's why he's just let it go. He wasn't like, oh, that's suspicious. It just, they probably, or he thought, it's like, oh, she doesn't like roaches or anything in the room, so her acting like that and them looking at it like that, they knew that she would react in a bad way. So that's probably what he thought there. Anyways, the next thing to talk about is the actual next part, is where the Queen doesn't get revealed. Like, nobody knows that she is the one that casted that nin ability. Now, obviously, nobody can see the dolphin casting nin ability. However, this dude that is the bodyguard of the first prince that's been there to watch over Kurapika and them, he has an enormous amount of in. He can use in. Like, he has a big radius with it. He's able to detect it through the entire room, covers the entire room. So this man is able to be aware of whatever's going on. In this case, we can see that this man could possibly become aware of the Queen using that ability. So they can't just keep, you know, giving the Queen abilities, or they can't just make it to where the bug comes back and all that. So what this is saying is that they need to play it very careful right now. If the man detects the bug again, he might be able to determine where the origin of the nin is from and figure out it's from either Kurapika or from the Queen. She's the one that shot it. Now, at the end, it's revealed he doesn't really know at this time. He just knows that the bug is being used for reconnaissance, so that's the only thing he really knows. But he is aware of this, and that means that the first prince is going to be aware of this, but the other princes are unaware. So that's the only, I guess, stuff that was exchanged of information that nobody else really knew besides the first prince's bodyguard and Kurapika in them. So that's about it when it comes to this chapter. It was a very, very simple chapter. I mean, we have it to where the cockroaches made it to the other prince's room, you know, the boy that has the hamster. So we're finally going to get to see what's going on with them. Maybe the Nin Beast or Spirit Beast is going to react in a way to the cockroach. I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to be, the interaction. If the Spirit Beast detects this cockroach with Nin on it, what would happen? But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I also want to do a brief FYI. If I'm correct, next week there is no chapters. So don't freak out if you don't see a Hunter x Hunter chapter, because next week is apparently like a week break for, you know, Weekly Shonen Jump. So we're not going to have One Piece, Boku no Hero, you know, Hunter x Hunter. We're not going to have The Promised Neverland, Tokyo Ghoul, Kingdom. We're not going to have none of that. So just FYI, if you're looking forward to those chapters next week, we're apparently not going to have them. So just letting you know right now. Anyways, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.